Your papers, please.
Meanwhile, Moscow's mayor has announced that the city will gradually roll out a pass system designed to tighten control over movement. From Wednesday, passes will be compulsory for travel by personal or public transport. Those passes can be applied for online starting Monday.
Your papers, please.
The system is rolling out here in Moscow this Monday to try and curtail non-essential travel around the region. The mayor is also ordering the majority of non-vital enterprises to stay shut. Saskia Taylor has more on the capital's new restrictions.
Well, I'm just standing opposite the mayor's office right here in the centre of Moscow, and it's located on the main street, leads all the way down to Red Square in that direction. It's kind of the equivalent of London's Oxford Street, Paris's Champs-Élysées, New York's Fifth Avenue. So usually it's absolutely jam-packed with both cars and people. But today you can see there are relatively few cars and almost no pedestrians. Why? Well, new, harsher lockdown measures have come into effect this Monday. So from now on until the 30th of April, travel within the city will be regulated by a strict pass system. So how does it work? Well, there are three stages to it. The first stage are permits for people travelling to and from work. The second stage will be for trips of other varieties. And the third stage will actually be to limit movement within your own neighbourhood. Now, so far, around 780,000 passes have already been given out. Just to give you an idea, Moscow has around 13 million residents. I'm actually one of those 780,000. You can see right here, this is my permit. It comes in an electronic form. It's got various information. So it's obviously got my name, it's got my email address, it's got my passport information, it's got the time limit. So mine is going to last until the 30th of April. But the most important thing it has is right here at the very top, and that is a personal code. Now, this is the code. If a policeman comes up to me and says, "Can I see your permit?" that is the code I'll give him. He'll check it in his system, and then hopefully, he'll let me carry on. And I'll be carrying this with me everywhere I go. If I'm going on a taxi, if I'm going on the tube, if I'm walking down the street. The only time that I will safely leave it at home is if I'm throwing out my rubbish, or walking my, unfortunately, imaginary dog, or going to my local shop. Now, this is a significant tightening of restrictions. Until now, we've just been requested to sit at home. But given the recent surge in the number of coronavirus cases here in Russia, the Moscow authorities said they were really left with no other option but to impose more stringent measures. So the latest count is there are just over 18,000 cases here in Russia, around 2,500 new ones in the last 24 hours, and the death toll currently stands at 148. Now, Moscow, as Russia's largest city, accounts for around 2/3 of all Russian COVID-19 cases. Now, you don't actually need to look at the figures to see that increase. Just looking around on the street, there are noticeably more ambulances. In fact, a video recently came out showing a queue of ambulances waiting to drop off suspected coronavirus patients at a clinic on the outskirts of Moscow. Now, on average, daily 1,300 people are being transported by ambulances. That's up from 500 just a week ago. These new restrictions were also brought in because, unfortunately, some people are still refusing to abide by the stay-at-home guidelines, something that WHO says is obviously only worsening the situation. Yes, the sun is shining. Yes, spring has arrived, but it's a health crisis. So people are staying in and they're doing their part to ensure the health and safety of all their fellow Muscovites.
Your papers, please.
Please follow the government rules at this time.
Les habla Policía Municipal. Se recomienda que eviten salir a la vía pública solamente cuando sea necesario. Que permanezcan dentro de su domicilio.
Your papers, please.